So here's a way to train hip extension, which is the ability to get the knee and the heel of this leg back behind the hips. And this is one of my weak points. It's pretty brutal. I'm going to train it frequently to get my body used to it. So I'm going to give you some setups because the body loves to cheat on this one, okay? The most common thing that we'll see in compensation-wise is that as we're attempting to get that hip to extend, again, for that knee and that heel to reach back behind the pelvis, that the body will run out of room and borrow from the low back, okay? That it'll start to borrow from the low back. For all you yogis who are going into bridge positions or into cobras or up dogs, this exercise is going to help make those much more comfortable. Put more of the onus on the hips and less on the low back, really strengthening what you want to strengthen in this position. For runners, this one is crucial. As we're running and really driving through that leg that's extending, we want that work to be coming from the hamstring and the butt, not using the low back to drive every step. So this will help with that. And in terms of overall life, this is an excellent one to take some of the work of life, put it into the butt and the hamstrings, which everyone wants more of, right? And out of the low back. Everybody could benefit from stronger butt and hamstrings. It really makes life better, walking better, low back pain better, the whole 9 yards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block myself from being able to move through the spine. The way I'm going to do that, and here I'll be challenging this right leg, one of my weak points here. I'm going to start off on hands and knees, and then I'm going to collapse back onto into this hip here. Okay? If I were to show you from this side, I'm going to collapse back into the hip. I'm sinking down into this. If this is a challenge on the hip, if you find that it's pinchy, go ahead and take a yoga block, put it under between the butt and the heel. This is going to help take some of the work off. So the goal again is to lift this straight leg into extension. We're going to go for a passive range hold today. The way this is going to look, I'm collapsed back into the non-working leg. I have my elbows here in the ground for support. I'm going to round my back a little bit, tucking my tailbone under. And this working leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my toe to help me lock it out straight. Okay? From there, I'm going to take a breath in, and I'm going to counterweight myself because I got some long legs. Okay? You can use a chair leg for this, a table leg if you don't have a kettlebell. Here I'm holding on to something. Okay? I'll take a breath in. I'm going to get tight everywhere in my body, start to develop that tension, and the last thing I'm going to do is point this toe and make it so the heel stays right where it is, no drop in the heel. Set that back down. Big breath in. Tight, 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 tight. Lock that leg out. Point the toe. Keep it right where it is. Hold, 2, 3. Set it back on down. Breath in. Lock that out. And point. Hold, 2, 3. Back on down. You might notice in me here, my tendency is to want to open that hip up, to rotate away from the working leg. We're looking to keep everything locked into place. Ways to make this more brutal are to go ahead and make this an active lift off, so I can keep that toe pointed. Breath in, grab my counterweight and lift, focusing on the butt and the hamstring stuff to get that heel up off the ground. Set that back down. I can add a tennis ball behind my knee, bending the leg. I'm going to get a lot less here, but let's go for it. Big breath in and lift. Whew, hold these hamstrings, Batman. Drive, 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 kicking that heel to the ceiling, back on down. Again, this position really takes the option of me being able to use my spine out of the picture. Another thing that I can do here is I can stack yoga blocks. Get those right up underneath the chest. I might have to do these. If you have more yoga blocks, it's a little better. Right up underneath the chest and really lock my chest down to these guys. It's going to help, again, take the spine and the torso out of the equation. Hold on to my chair leg or my table leg, or in this case, my kettlebell for dear life. Breath in. Get tight everywhere, tight everywhere, tight everywhere. Pull the heel towards the butt, and then lift the knee and the heel up to the ceiling. Hamstrings and butt squeeze, stomach squeeze, tight, 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 tight. Set them down slowly. I barely got anything there because that's my true end range. Okay. Where we want to be feeling this, butt, hamstring. You may even feel the calf and the bottom of the foot cramping, and that's okay. Again, we want the thigh to move, pelvis and rib cage and spine stay locked. Make that thigh move is the only piece.
Go for 6 to 8 repetitions on the leg and see how they feel. 1 set will do it, 2, 3 is even better. Give yourself plenty of rest in between.